Hello, another development video about the Eldritch Zookeeper. It's a monster zoo building game that I am making. And I've added these new lampposts that the player can build wherever they like within the zoo. Last time, you might recall, I had been adding a variety of weather that can occur, rain and snow and fog. And I also added a super dense fog that was pretty much impossible to see anything. The lampposts not only light up the darker nights, as you would expect, but they also cut holes within that fog, reducing the danger of maintaining a zoo where monsters aren't breaking out and munching the zoo visitors, which we don't want. Expanding what the player can build is nice, and the lampposts help make use of the dynamic lighting a bit more, as well as, casting shadows. It just helps with the aesthetic. Felt compelled there to use the word atmosphere, but I don't want to. I guess I just did use that word. Never mind. One thing that became painfully clear once the lamppost was in was how much it clashed visually with the gate. This is how the gate used to look, right? It used to have a more metal-ish texture back when I used a shader that supported reflectivity. Now it just looks a bit grey, a bit blocky, next to the somewhat more refined Victorian cast iron lamppost design. So I redid the gate, using it as an excuse to introduce more eldritchy motifs, hence all the tentacles. It's a big improvement, matches the lamppost. Also, there's an upgradable version with lamps that cast light around the entrance to the zoo and cut through the fog as well. Given all the lighting, here's an interesting tech problem I ran into. So here's one lamppost. It's emitting the default amount of light, but when a bunch of lampposts are built around the same area, the light adds together and becomes intensely bright. You can see the colours are all blown out. It all looks a bit horrid, especially the colour of the grass. This is also a problem I noticed with my fire system. Lots of fences all on fire together would just ruin the colours, and you may also notice that the frame rate is really quite awful. That's because 100 lights are casting shadows and it's not going terribly well. The solution I came up with is to have a system that manages every light within the game, stores every light in a quad tree, because that's what you do when you want to efficiently look up objects by position. And the manager kind of throttles the maximum intensity of lights when they're grouped together. So when everything's on fire, there are less lights because the manager can work out where to create and position lights at what intensity, fade in between intensities, and whether to let them cast shadows or not, depending on performance. The important thing is that everything burns. I meant to say the important thing is that everything burns in a manner that's performant is good for performance. But instead, I just said the important thing is that everything burns. That's why I do what I do. Thanks for watching. I'm just going to end the video there. If you haven't, click subscribe. Apparently, there's a bell. Is that right? You have to click now in order to know when videos are uploaded. I haven't really been following, a bit slow on this, so do that if that makes sense. Yes, see you next time.